Moment for God.
No matter what yesterday looked like, today is a new day filled with God's grace. Take a deep breath, move forward in faith, and trust that He is guiding you. Here's today's scripture.
Psalm 10, verse 2 from the King James Version. Our goal here is to sort of unpack the layers in this one line and see how it still speaks to things like justice, power, and, well, us. The verse itself reads, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." Now that King James language, doth persecute, just means persecutes, right? And devices that they have imagined, that's their schemes, their plots. Even with the older words, the core message feels pretty powerful, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly concise, but points to something huge.
It seems to offer insights into, human nature, how society works, and maybe even a call for intervention or reflection. So let's start with that first bit. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. What's the immediate thing that strikes you there about wickedness itself?
Well, what's really striking, I think, is how it immediately links wickedness directly to pride. It's not just general badness. It pinpoints pride as the engine behind the persecution of the poor, the vulnerable.
So pride isn't just an internal feeling here. It's presented as the actual source of the action, the persecution.
Exactly. It highlights this imbalance of power. The proud, the powerful exploiting the weak. And crucially, it frames pride not just as, a personal character flaw like vanity,
right,
but as a destructive force causing real social injustice. It impacts entire communities.
That's a really important distinction. It moves pride from being just sort of an abstract sin to being a root cause of systemic problems of oppression.
Precisely. And it makes you think about how that dynamic plays out even today, doesn't it? Where arrogance or a sense of entitlement leads to exploiting others.
It does. It makes you look at power structures differently. But okay, the verse doesn't just diagnose the problem. It moves on, right? Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. What's going on there? What's that hinting at about justice?
Yeah, this is where it gets really profound, I think. It's a call for justice, but notice it's not about human revenge.
No, it's phrased like almost like a prayer or a declaration. Let them be taken.
Right. It's an appeal, or maybe an expression of faith in a higher form of justice. Divine intervention, you could say. It implies that God, or the universe, depending on your framework, sees these schemes, that there's no indifference to this suffering.
So it's a kind of assurance for the oppressed.
Yes, very much so. It acts as a promise. The wicked, essentially, will get caught in their own traps.
Yeah.
The very plans they design to harm others will ultimately ensnare them.
Like poetic justice almost built into the fabric of things.
Exactly. Or you could see it as the natural consequences of acting out of that destructive pride. Their own schemes become their downfall. It's a reassurance that even if the wicked seem to be winning for a while,
which they often do, or seem to.
Right. Even then, their downfall is somehow inherent in their own actions. So the advice embedded here is maybe don't envy them. Don't try to emulate them.
Instead, stick to righteousness, humility.
Yes, cling to righteousness, cling to humility. Trust that justice will prevail, even if it's not immediate or obvious.
That's a powerful counter-narrative to the might makes right idea that can feel so prevalent.
It really is. It offers hope based on a different kind of power.
Okay, so we've got pride fueling oppression, and then this assurance of an ultimate, almost self-correcting justice where wicked schemes backfire. So what about us? The listener, what does this ancient verse mean for someone living today beyond just understanding the text? How does it become, as you put it earlier, a moral mirror?
Well, that's the crucial step, isn't it? Moving from observation to introspection, to examine their own heart.
To ask, am I harboring that kind of pride?
Exactly. Am I harboring pride, even subtly? Am I maybe participating, even passively, in systems or attitudes that exploit or diminish others?
That's uncomfortable but necessary.
It is.
Yeah.
Because if you take the verse seriously, it's not just condemning some abstract wicked person out there. It's a warning for everyone. In a world where, let's be honest, inequality and forms of oppression are still incredibly real.
Definitely.
This verse kind of pushes believers, or anyone reflecting on it, towards being agents of the opposite. agents of mercy, agents of justice.
Not just standing by.
Right, not being silent bystanders.
Yeah.
It implies that if you align yourself with the principles of, say, righteousness and humility that we talked about,
Yeah.
then you're called to act differently, to uplift the poor or the vulnerable, however that looks in your context, to advocate for fairness, to reflect God's heart, as the text would see it, in how you treat people.
So it's both a warning against pride and a positive call to action based on humility and justice.
Precisely. It's a mirror that shows you potential flaws, but also points towards a better way to act in the world.
Wow. It's pretty amazing how much depth we've managed to explore from just, 20 words? We went from seeing how pride drives oppression to this idea of inherent justice where schemes collapse, and finally to this very personal call to check ourselves and act justly.
It really shows the power packed into some of these ancient texts, and perhaps leaves us with something to think about. If this verse does call us to be agents of mercy and justice, maybe ask yourself, what seemingly small device, a system, an attitude, maybe even a casual assumption born of pride, might you see operating in your own life, your community, your workplace? And how might really internalizing this verse prompt a different kind of response from you when you see it?
That's a challenging thought to end on, something for all of us to definitely consider. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. We hope you'll continue reflecting on these powerful ideas.
Be sure to subscribe and tune in tomorrow for another Moment for God.